You're never too small to start PR. Just remember that. If you're thinking, oh, I don't want to do a PR firm yet, it's never, ever too small to start PR. Let's talk about some actionable steps your audience can take right now to start getting their own PR. If you're listening to this, please pull out your phone, pull out your laptop. You can do this immediately. You know how Facebook has one of those colored posts, or you can just write a couple of words and there'll be like a colored background. I want you guys to make one of those Facebook posts and just say, who here on my friends list has a podcast that I could be on? That's it. Or who here on my friends list has a podcast that's looking for a fitness expert, a real estate expert, a mortgage, whatever your industry is, expert, entrepreneur. Watch the comments come down. That's where it starts. It's that energetic thing we talked about, is saying, okay, I'm ready to share my knowledge more. And that's how it starts. But it starts with you taking inspired action today.
Welcome to Super Entrepreneurs Podcast. I'm your host, Shahid Durrani. Today we have with us Victoria Kennedy. Victoria is a Wall Street Journal best-selling author, TEDx speaker, and well-respected authority in public relations. She is the CEO of Victoria's PR, an award-winning multi-million-dollar PR agency that helps impactful leaders and businesses be seen and heard to have a greater influence on the world. I want to share something else about Victoria, audience. I am so grateful and so blessed to have partners like Victoria and other PR agencies. I only was dreaming about this just months ago, right? And I'm so grateful to have this opportunity to share her message with you all, because what she's doing is phenomenal work. Because when you can impact people, if you can help them, shift them into a higher platform through PR, authentic PR, good quality PR, especially podcasting. It's important to contact PR agencies like Victoria's, because they help you get your message out in the quickest and the most authentic and the most honest and deep-rooted way that you could in market today. Victoria, my question to you is about recession. It's on a lot of people's mind right now. What are we going to do? What do we do about our business, about our family? How do you see PR be of service to people in this day of age?
Thank you so much for having me on your show first, before we even go into it. It's a pleasure to be here. And to answer your question, yes, the recession is here. We can hide under the covers and try to ignore it, but the wolf is at the door. So what do you do? What do you do when everyone is tightening their purse strings? When, as a business owner, you still need to provide for your family, you need to provide for your employees, and you have an incredible service or project. What do? You do PR. And you may be thinking, Victoria, isn't that just for celebrities, or isn't that just for my ego? A lot of people think that PR is about the ego. It's not.
Yes.
It's about legacy. And the word legacy denotes that you're doing it not for yourself. You're doing it for your potential offspring. You're doing it for your livelihood, future generation. It's the opposite of ego. If PR is done right, it is done to leave a legacy for your family, to leave a legacy for your business, for your children, for your employees. That's what PR does. And now back to the recession. In this day and age, as we talked about, everyone is making sure that they want to use their dollars, their hard-earned dollars, to the best company. What do you think that they're going to do? Where do you think they're going to go? They're going to go to Google. They're going to be Googling, okay, you know what? I'm about to go with this solar company. I'm about to go with this life coach, this fitness program. I'm going to Google what's the best one, right? Who's going to pop up? Is it going to be you or your competitor? Because I'm telling you right now, with the recession, people are going to be researching now more than ever. This is their hard-earned dollars. They don't want to be separated from it. This is why PR is needed now more than ever. You need to be showing up on Google, because if you don't, your competitor is going to get the deal. Your competitor is going to get the clients that should be going to you. All it takes is putting yourself out there, being on great podcasts like this, being in publications. It's no longer a matter of luxury. Now is a matter of necessity. PR is needed now more than ever.
You really have that passion. And that was a really key point there about searching. You find people, when it comes to keeping that budget, for example, they go an extra mile to look into who are they paying that money to. You want to know what they're about. What is this all about? What are they known for? And PR does that. Like, PR is a way to really create an evergreen stamp online. Online is not going anywhere. It might evolve into something, but it's still going to be there.
Exactly. Because people want to go with brands, companies, people that they know
Yeah.
and trust. Trust being the key word here. Think about big brands like Nike, for example. When you think about a running shoe, you're going to think about Nike. Nike's going to be one of the first brands that you're thinking about, even though at this day and age, the running shoes, the technology is available to everyone. Nike shoes are no different than shoes you could get at Payless, for example. Run to get you the same place, great basic trainers. However, Nike's not losing any money during the recession, are they? Because their brand is strong. Because people don't know the Payless brand. They don't know if they can trust the brand, and maybe it'll be saving them a couple of dollars, but they'd rather go with the brand that they trust, that other people trust, that say good things about them online. That's who they're going to give their hard-earned money to. It's the same for you and your business. If you have other competitors and maybe you're priced more expensive than them, but they look you up and they can't find you, who are they going to go with? People are willing to pay more money if they know they're going to get good quality work and or service. Make sure that's you. Sure, you're not the only person tooting your own horn. It's not just your website, your socials. Have those third-party validations. Have different publications, industry-specific, local press, podcast, TV, saying things about you. This way, you're coming across as a credible source, and people will be more likely to even spend more money with you because they know they're going with a good quality product.
Yes. And based on your experience, Victoria, what industries would benefit the most using PR?
Yeah, that's a great question. So the great thing about PR is it works across all industries. A lot of people think, oh, Victoria, I'm not a celebrity. I don't need to be all over national news. We've worked with real estate's one of our best niches, actually, to work with real estate agents in their hometown city to make them the local real estate go-to expert. We make them celebrities in their city, the most known agents in their city. And you may think it's just their city, but for a real estate agent, their city is everything. They're not looking for national press. They're looking for, I just want everybody in the state or in the city of Las Vegas to know who I am, and that's okay with me. And that in and of itself is great enough. You can get Las Vegas press, Las Vegas news, local PBS for Las Vegas. There's so much you can do just on a very local level. So if you're a mom and pop, if you're a brick and mortar, if you're something local, PR is great for you. You can be the most known person in your city. And if you're a more national brand, if you're a life coach, if you're a marketer, if your brand is the United States or in Canada, then that's even better because now you have hundreds, if not thousands of publications that you can get yourself on that rank on Google. So just as long as you go, any business can benefit from PR because in this day and age, Google is the even playing field. Everyone is Googling, whether it's what's the best real estate agent in my local area or what's the best life coach in the United States.
And now that people will start using ChatGPT more often as we evolve with this searchability, can PR also be found when people ask questions?
So ChatGPT is trained all the way up to September of 2021. So that is why PR is something you should constantly be doing. It's not, oh, let me just get on Forbes once and then that's it. No, you want to constantly be in the press because press outlives you. Press, like we talked about in the very beginning of this conversation, is legacy building. You can't think of it as one and done. You have to think about how you're building, just as you build your business, you can't just take a day off. It's the same with PR. You're building a legacy here. You always want to be in the press, be it a podcast, an interview, an article. So this is why it's not just for you. It's not just for your vanity. It's Google is indexing all of those articles that you've ever been in, They're going to stay online forever. ChatGPT is getting all of those articles. So if you're in articles prior to 2001, ChatGPT is going to be able to pull it up and use it as reference. Now, that's why, like I mentioned before, always be in the press, because you will be in AI, because AI is the future. Everything is going to be AI, ChatGPT of some form or the other. So make sure you're starting now, keeping it consistent.
Definitely can see how you're a TEDx speaker.
I speak all around the world, and that's because of PR. Amazing. PR gets you into rooms that other people would never get access to. It's because it's all about relationships. Think about it. I'm having this conversation with you right now. We're vibing. We're having a great talk. You may be like, hey, you know what, Victoria? You're so awesome because we had this great talk. I have an excellent client who would be perfect for PR. Hey, now I just got a client out of this awesome relationship.
Yes.
That's because I was in the right room. And that's what PR does. It puts you in the right room. If you can think about it, if you could get into publications or on podcasts of your industry specific, maybe that host can then say, hey, you know what? You're a great speaker, like you just told me, and say, hey, would you like to speak at our next real estate conference, our next solar conference, fitness conference, whatever your niche is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are the types of doors that open. I am literally being flown to London this month to MC an event in the House of Commons in London.
Oh,
that's the equivalent of our House of Parliament. Okay.
Yes.
Why? Because a door opened to me because I'm in PR and I did PR. That's the power of PR. Marketing, anyone with $1 can run an ad. PR, not anyone can be on this podcast right here. You have a very special podcast. Not anyone can be in publications. Not anyone can be in Forbes. You get there, you're going to be in rooms that your competitors can only dream of.
Very good. And Victoria, you mentioned that one misconception about a lot of people feeling my business is local. I'm not sure if I want PR and I want to be in magazines all over the world. And then you mentioned real estate agents in the local area benefiting from this, which is a great misconception to bring out here on this episode, because there is that thought pattern, right, about PR. Is there any other type of misconceptions that you could share that could help people get more clarity about PR when it comes to branding or publicity?
Oh, that's a great question. Thank you for bringing that up. A lot of people think, oh, I'm not ready for it. I'm not big enough yet. I'm a nobody right now. And I'm here to tell you that is why you need PR, is because for two reasons. One, if you think you're nobody, what do you think other people think? You need to tell people you're amazing. You need to tell people that your service is out there. And number two, if you don't think you're good enough, how are you going to convince your clients that you are good enough? It starts from within. And you know this. We talked about this before the podcast started. It's the inner work. I always tell my clients, I'm going to be honest with you. Before you start PR and after PR, you're going to have an energetic shift. You are not going to be the same person who you were before and who you are after. I just need to know before we even start, are you ready for this energetic shift? Because that's what's going to happen. You're going to level up. When you see yourself in Entrepreneur Magazine, Inc. Magazine, when you see yourself on podcasts, when you're speaking from your heart, your passion, what it is that you do to serve others, what do you think is going to happen to you inside? You're going to level up. You're going to level up. You're going to be like, I am ready, universe. I am ready. God, give me those blessings. I am here for it. I am here to serve. And you know what that's going to happen? The floodgates are going to open to you. Universe is going to say, yes. Oh, you want more of that? You're worthy. You're finally worthy and ready that I've been trying for all the blessings I've been trying to give you for years. Here you go. Here you go. Expect more clients. Expect better clients. Expect to be charging more for your clients, because you will energetically have realized, you know what? I just needed to see myself in Forbes, and now I get it. Now I get it. Now I see my worth. Now I can charge my worth, and now other people are going to feel it too. That is the true power of PR.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I just wanted to quickly interrupt today's episode to announce something really exciting. I'm doing a 5-day live launch, July 3rd to July 7th at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's called DIY do it yourself studio grade podcast and TV under $100 using AI. I'm blown away at what is happening in my world, and I wanted to share it with you all. If you're a business owner, if you're an entrepreneur, I'm going to share everything in this event. You're going to absolutely love it. And I would love for you to be there. Register via the link in the show notes. And then join the private Facebook group called Mindset for Business Success. Thank you so much, everyone. And back to today's episode. Bye. Yes. And that's such a huge point you just made, because that's how we work with clients, is that we help them create a new self-image in their subconscious mind. Because this outlines the same as what you're speaking about. When they get on those magazines, it triggers a change in that inner self-image that allows them to even grow further, because now they're seeing themselves as someone else, someone who's already achieving big things in their life. And like you mentioned, it just opens the door.
Exactly.
That's awesome. So what are some of the things that brands, businesses can do to stand out from their competitors? Something that they can do immediately before contacting a PR agency, for example.
Yes, that's a great question. And I definitely want to give your
Thank you.
audience actionable steps that they can take from
Good.
this, because I'm all about action, urgency. If you're listening to this podcast
sense of
episode,
urgency.
yes, don't just be one of those people who listen and think, oh, that's nice, and turn it on and turn it off, get on with your day. Take inspired action. Urgency, the definition of urgency is inspired action. I love that. I love that. If you hear anything that has resonated with you, please shut the laptop, turn it off, and do something. Take action. That's what I'd like to ask. So here are some actionable steps. Before I just say that, I want to just preface is you're never too small to start PR. Just remember that. If you're thinking, oh, I don't want to do a PR firm yet, it's never, ever too small to start PR. We actually even have a course in our agency, because of course, a lot of people can't afford a full PR campaign at this point. So we actually created a course that is done with them. So we'll work with their own PR. It's only $4.97 a month. So it's like a small membership, but they get all the scripts they need, all the emails, weekly group coaching calls, so that they can do their own PR. So if you're interested, we can drop a link in the notes as well for your clients. But let's talk about some actionable steps your audience can take right now to start getting their own PR. If you're listening to this, please pull out your phone, pull out your laptop. You can do this immediately. You know how Facebook has one of those colored posts, or you can just write a couple of words and there'll be like a colored background. You can do something like, okay, I want you guys to make one of those Facebook posts and just say, who here on my friends list has a podcast that I could be on? That's it. Or who here on my friends list has a podcast that's looking for a fitness expert, a real estate expert, a mortgage, whatever your industry is, expert, entrepreneur. Watch the comments come down. Watch the people start to comment. Everyone knows at least 5 people on their friends list that either has a podcast or know someone who has a podcast. There you go. Step one post. And you're going to get so many people saying, I have a podcast, or tagging someone who says, oh, has a podcast you'd be great for. Or, hey, don't you know someone who has a podcast? You're going to get so many people wanting to help you, but you have to put yourself out there. That's where it starts. It's that energetic thing we talked about, is saying, okay, you know what? I'm ready. I'm ready to share my knowledge. I'm ready to share my value. I'm ready to level up. Who here has one? You're going to get some people saying things. You're going to be on those podcasts. You're going to energetically feel like, I'm ready for this. You're going to want more. Your audience is going to want more. And that's how it starts. But it starts with you taking inspired action today, right now.
That's excellent. They say true wisdom is action.
I like that.
True wisdom is action, and it truly is. But the action that we take, for the sake of action, and we're keeping ourselves busy, that might be a reverse effect. But action when something that could take you to the next level and it could make a shift when it's inspired, that is true wisdom. And
True
if you're
urgency.
hearing this audience, yeah, there's a lot of ways. She shared about the podcast. There's other ways. If you have an email campaign, you can also ask a question. But having that outlook at openness, that this is easy. This is simple. I can get on magazine. I can get on articles. I can co-write an article with someone else. But these things, these little steps that you can take, you can get started becoming more comfortable with the fact that you're getting out there. You're putting yourself out there. I had a lot of trouble when I started this podcast. I was very shy, like I mentioned many times, but I wasn't able to get in front of the camera. But once you do something and once you get your name out there and you see it, like Victoria mentioned, it gets so much easier. And then you just keep wanting to do it. You keep wanting to share your story because your story is unique to you. There's nobody else that has it. Like, even though a lot of similarities, but what you went through, what you are doing, the impact that you're making, you need to get that out. So
Amen.
that was,
Amen.
yeah.
I always
Yeah.
tell my clients they have a moral obligation to share their story with the world.
Yes,
So,
it's true.
so many people, and you may thinking, oh, I had a horrible childhood. You're not alone. There's probably
Yeah.
someone out there thinking, I can't start a business because my parents told me growing up that I
Yeah.
was worthless, that I was
Yeah.
worth nothing, that I couldn't do it. But if they hear your
Mhm.
story that, hey, I was too, my parents told
Yeah.
me that too, and look at me now, they need to hear
Yeah.
that from you. You have,
Mm.
just as you were just saying, your listeners have a unique story, and it's your moral obligation to share it with others.
Yeah.
It's our job in life to just share what we
Mhm.
know with others to make the world a better place. If you truly believe
Yes.
that, don't keep it inside. Get on a podcast,
Yeah.
write an article. People want to hear your story. Please share it with the world. This is not about the ego. This
Yes.
is about the greater good for humanity.
Yeah. And when you operate that way, when you operate in a sense of giving and doing more for others, it has a exponential gain factor in your life, because I've experienced it. When I changed the focus from me, and I just did for others, I just started seeing those doors that you mentioned. I started seeing things start opening up more for me. And then as you make that as a habitual habit and you just want to add value, you just give, good things come. Like even our partnership and other partners that came to me, I didn't really work for them. I didn't sit there, email and approaching people. No, it just came. It just happened. And the same way, you just elevate your energy and your perception changes for the world at the same time.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah, this is great. Can you share with us, Victoria, what you feel your innermost superpower is that got you to this point in your life?
That's a really great question, because if your listeners are hearing this, you may think you see these awards on my wall, right? And you may think, oh, Victoria is special, right? Victoria is someone special who did all this. I can't. I'm just here to tell you, I was an opera singer before I did PR. Okay.
Oh, really?
Yes, I was 100% creative soul. I still am, right? I still sing opera. I'm singing opera in London. And this
Wow.
month, and I never had a thought about business. I never thought about even my music career as a business. I just thought, I need to express myself. This is so expressive. I am not a business person. Sometimes duty calls and you get kicked out of Europe, which happened to me. And I had to come back to the States. And there are no opera singing jobs in America. They're not growing on trees, let me tell you that. So I thought, I got to start a business and do something. And I just realized PR was a superpower I didn't realize I had. I didn't realize when I was in Europe, I was getting journalists to write about me. I was getting on podcasts. I was getting on radio stations because of relationships. I didn't know that was called PR.
Yeah.
I just thought,
Yeah.
I'm singing for my supper. I need to eat, so I need to do this.
Yeah.
But coming back to America, starting a PR business, I realized I could do this for other people. For someone who's like myself, has been in the spotlight my whole life, now I can shine the spotlight on others, which is so awesome. But I'm here to tell you, these awards on the wall, they happened in the past 3 years. Okay, this wasn't me. You may think Victoria is a successful businesswoman who wins awards and has been in publications. Yeah, in the past 3 years, but it wasn't my identity beforehand. You can choose to reinvent yourself. I did a TEDx talk within these 3 years, by the way, about this entire thing, about reinvention. That's my motto in life, is reinvention. So when you ask me how did I come to grow this, I reinvented myself, because I believe every single morning we wake up and we decide who we want to be. At any moment, we can decide to wake up and be someone different. You may think, I'm just a type of person I'm just not inclined. I'm just a creative person. That's just not me. No, you are choosing to be that every single morning.
You're limiting
Every single
yourself.
you wake up. Yes. Every single morning you wake up and you choose to re-inhabit those habits that you say are you. They are not you. They are a personality that you are deciding to be. They are not who you are. What if you decided to wake up today and say, you know what? I'm an action taker. That's who I'm going to choose to be now. I'm going to reinvent myself. And maybe before I was a procrastinator, but starting today, my new identity is action taker. My new identity is business owner. And that's what I did. I was opera singer Victoria Kennedy, and I decided, I think I have it within me to be a business owner. I think I have it within me to be a multi-million-dollar business owner. What if? That question is so powerful. What if it was possible? What if it was possible for a creative opera singer, never started business, never knew nothing about business, could create a multi-million-dollar PR firm with zero seed money from nothing?
Love it.
It happened, guys. You're looking at it right here. It happened.
Awesome.
I'm not special. I just decided that I was going to be someone different, and I was. Inspired action.
Love it.
That simple. You can read all the books, you can listen to all the podcasts, but unless you're taking action, you're not going to be any different. Energetic changes happen with action. So that's how I created this. And that's what I'd love to leave with your audience is, look, PR is the vehicle that I chose to get me where I want to be. I believe it can help you too. Any vehicle can, though, if I'm being honest with you. It just takes action every single day to make it. Amen.
I like that term, reinvent. The reinvention in my life happened when COVID hit. And it really comes down to what in the mirror, right? We're always searching out there. Oh, I need that person to help me with this. I need to do this. And if you just look within and you find that you have tremendous amount of potential. That's why I say you are super. I tell everybody that because you literally have all the tools you've been gifted to create the life of your dreams. You just have to look inside to make it happen, to change those beliefs that you have about yourself. Every single one of us has amazing potential and is just being buried through influences. And we just live our life based on what they feel is right for us. But we need to get straight and make that decision for ourselves. And it was great that you shared that, Victoria. Is meaningful because changing that mindset to go after what you wanted and you made it happen. I look up to you. I know people in the audience are going to look up to you. And we know if you can do it, we all can do it. And that's the whole purpose of this show, is to inspire, to make people aware that they can do it. It's great to have you on the show, Victoria. It was a lot of fun speaking to you. I love the energy, by the way, and I'm definitely sure you've done a lot of mindset work as well. You're vibing high. So I love that. I know you're going places. When you become really big, just remember us little guys and keep in touch. And I appreciate you. Thank you once again.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Audience, thanks again for joining us for this wonderful episode with Victoria. I'm sure you're inspired now. And you're trying to say, okay, I need to take action. And you're running a business, right? You established business. You want to go to the next level. You can see that PR can make things happen. And not to mention the relationships that you start building. For example, the people that come on the show, they don't just come on the show and that's it. That was just like meeting at a networking event, for example, right? Maybe that's a bad example, but just meeting somewhere and you just built a connection. And then from there, with some of them, not all, right? With some of them, you build a relationship. You meet again. And for some other reason, like Victoria mentioned, you get invited to something to help them do a presentation or do a seminar. There's so many opportunities that open up when you build solid relationships. And to build solid relationships, you have to have that know and trust factor. And that's what PR does. I appreciate you guys helping us grow. Couldn't do it without you. Appreciate you guys so much. And Victoria, thanks once again.
Thank you for having me. And if anybody just wants to check out our PR services, it's victoriouspr.com. And also the course that I mentioned that we actually help you do for you, just a small monthly fee so you can do your own PR, is authoritycreator.co. So if you're interested in both of those, you can check those out. Or also just honestly, like we mentioned on this podcast, I'm all about relationships. So if you got value out of this, you had a question, shoot me a DM on Instagram or Facebook. I'm verified on both. You can find me with the little check and just shoot me a message. I'm a human person. I want to connect with you. I want to hear if you resonated with this. If you had a question, I'm always here to help.
I love businesses and entrepreneurs that have an open door policy like this. This is amazing. Thank you so much, Victoria, for saying that. Appreciate you. And we'll speak soon.